everyone. Welcome to my channel. I am Sherry. I am a teacherpreneur and online speech therapist and ESL teacher. So welcome to today's broadcast. I am super excited because some of the things I have been coaching lots of people on different Facebook groups and people who've been messaging me and emailing me are things like, how do I get started? Which if you have not already watched, I look down in the links. I will share with you the video. The first one that I did was, how do I get started teaching students privately online? And, some of those things that we need to look at is, how are we going to get paid? What's the platform we are going to use? How are we going to find students? But number 4, which maybe should be number 1, is, what do we teach? If you are used to using a platform, you're kind of like, okay, the material was given to me. I made it my own, but I've never created material. And some teachers have been doing this for a while. They've been creating material already. I've been teaching online privately for quite some time, and I have created some material, but I have to admit, it's not my joy. I don't find joy from it. I would much rather support another individual who's created curriculum that I feel that I can then make my own and tweak it as I see fit. So for that reason, that's why we are having today's broadcast, because there are so many people who want to know, where do I find curriculum? Is there free curriculum? What should I pay for curriculum? All of these things. So let's welcome to today's broadcast. We're going to welcome Michelle Melville-Cachon. So hello, Michelle.
Hello. Thanks for having me today.
Hello. It's so great to have you here. So thanks for joining us. I would like to start off with, please, first of all, really cool. Well, I've got to get mine. So Zebra English gave the mentor team these cute little bunny ears.
Oh, cute. I love it.
So sometimes my kids are like, oh yeah. And then sometimes they're like, take them off.
Yeah. Sometimes my older students are like, no, Teacher Michelle, no.
Yeah. I've had that too. So Patricia's here and says she wants to know about curriculum. So Michelle, please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you and what you've been doing online.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so I've been a VIP Kid teacher for about 2.5 years now. And then last summer, I started teaching privately, and it just kind of happened by accident. I had a parent message me on WeChat. I had slowly been adding a few people here and there that were like my regular students. And she said, my son has a friend who wants to take private classes. Do you offer that? And I was like, sure. And we just started out doing classes over WeChat video, and I didn't know how to get paid. And I was like, you know what, we'll figure it out. I was just real easygoing about it,
Right.
So I've been private teaching for about a little over a year now. And then my other job, I am an English teacher at a university in China, in Hainan. So my plan is to go there in person eventually. We were supposed to go last year, but obviously with the pandemic, we haven't been able to go. So I teach online for the university in Hainan as well. I'm an English teacher there.
Wow, that is so cool. I want to do
that. Yes. So actually they're hiring, but to teach online, you have to plan to go there in person,
Sure.
So yeah. So, I mean, they're hiring teachers. So if anybody wants to go to Hainan eventually, Hainan is a little island in the south of China. They call it the Hawaii of China.
So is it like Sanya?
Yeah, that's where Sanya is. Yeah. So the university. Yeah.
Sign me up.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So the university I teach at is near Haikou, which is at the top of the island, and Sanya's down here. But I mean, it's a pretty small island, so everything's close together. The beaches look beautiful. So I'm really excited for us to go.
So how long of a commitment do you have to make to go there?
Like a school year.
A school year.
A school year. Yeah. So a full, I think 9 or 10 months,
Oh,
so.
wow. That is so cool. Well, yeah. That's awesome. That's a whole nother broadcast. So
yeah, we'll have to chat about that sometime for sure.
Exactly. So how long have you been at VIP Kid?
So about 2.5 years.
Okay. Well, that's about the exact same time I started at VIP Kid. I think I was more like 3 years. So how have things evolved for you? Are you still teaching at VIP Kid and then have some private students? What's your weekly schedule look like?
Yeah, and it's kind of strange because actually it's been evolving. Like lately, I've just been taking on more and more private students and then just
Mhm.
using VIP Kid to fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
And before any of this even started, that's just kind of what was happening. I like teaching privately because I can control my rates. It's easy for me to cancel a class. Like if I wake up and my kids are sick or I'm sick, I wake up and I have a fever, I can just message the parent and say, I'm really sorry, I'm sick. And it's easy for them. Like if
Mhm.
they're stuck in traffic, they just send me a WeChat message. And, so I've been moving more towards private because it's just easier on my schedule. I have 3 kids. My oldest is 20, almost 21. He lives in California. So he's like,
You're kind of my twin. I have 4 kids. My oldest is 22.
oh, awesome. Yes. But then I have the 2 little ones. I have 6 and 4, almost 7.
Oh,
She's almost
wow.
7.
Oh,
So I have
goodness.
the 2 the little ones here with me. And
Mhm.
yeah, we're traveling. And right now we're in Playa del Carmen, Mexico.
I'm going
So
there in January on vacation.
are you? Okay, so I'm
Oh
looking out.
my
It's
God.
beautiful. Today's a little
Yes.
cloudy, but yeah, it's gorgeous. We have to chat because I'll tell you all kinds of things. It's a beautiful place. And then actually next week, next Wednesday, a week from today, we're flying to Colombia in South America and we're going to stay there for a little while.
Would you believe that I'm part owner in a business that's in Colombia?
No way. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Okay, we're going to have to chit chat after this because we have so much to talk about.
I mean,
super
it's only like 3%, but it's something.
Yeah. I've never been to Colombia, and we
Mhm.
just kind of decided that's where we were going to go. Our visa's up here. We had a 6-month tourist visa in
Sure.
Mexico, and so we're going to go to Colombia for a little while and see how we like it, and then maybe come back to Mexico or go somewhere else. Who knows?
Oh,
So
wow. Wow. That's so cool. Well,
yeah,
you lived in a charmed life. Really awesome stuff. So let's talk about curriculum.
yes,
So I've been on the same journey as you. I started off with, teaching platforms and then have added more and more private students.
Mhm.
I still teach some a little bit at VIP Kid, but I was a mentor teacher at Zebra English, and the pay it was pretty good. But what I did like about my private students, like, the night before I had a really bad migraine, I messaged them and say, hey guys, because I needed to sleep in, and they're really cool with that. Every once in a while, we do have a student that doesn't show up, but still, I feel like the pros outweigh the cons. But for people who are just starting and they're kind of being thrown in the fire, they're not able to gradually, either have, right now, we're at the point where, guys, you need to jump in or you need to figure out another option. So tell us about how your thoughts of Adventure Abroad English, how did that come about?
Yeah. So I noticed like people were asking in a lot of the groups, like, can I private teach? And I was just like responding and I was answering the same questions over and over and
Mhm,
over again. So I was
mhm.
like, you know what? I'm just going to create a group. And I was
Yeah.
like, maybe I'll have like 20 or 30 teachers join in. Who knows? Now we have like almost 900 people in the group. It's crazy. And so I've created guides in the group that answer like all the basic questions, like how to get started, like what kind of free resources are there? How do I get paid? All of that stuff. And so I call it Adventure Abroad English because I do like a travel like blog and podcast about my family, and we're called Family Adventure Abroad. So
Ooh.
that's why I named it Adventure Abroad English. So,
Yeah.
and also like when I signed up, you can sign up for a free teacher account on ABC Mouse, and
Mhm.
I had to name my school something. And so
Yeah.
I came up with Adventure Abroad English. So that's where the whole name came from.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, ABC Mouse is different from ABC Yeah, correct?
Yes, I believe they're
Yes.
different.
I thought,
I've
I
never
was
used
pretty sure
ABC,
they were.
yeah, but yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so Adventure Abroad English private teaching tips. So guys, if you have not checked it out, join the Facebook group. I honestly haven't joined it yet, but I am joining it as soon as this
Cool.
is over
Yeah.
because you're further along in the process. I've developed videos. I've been coaching people for a while, not like making money from it, just, helping people.
Yeah.
And so I think it's great that you already have lists written for people. And I'm more than happy to answer questions, but it's great when you can say, here's the list.
Mhm.
Check it out.
Yeah, definitely. And the Facebook groups have this cool feature now where you can create guides. So I
Yeah.
just tell people go to the guides section first and look through the guides. Then, if you have more questions, post them in the group. And other teachers have joined that have been doing some private teaching too. So they're available to answer questions. And it's
Yes.
like a really cool community feel. Everybody's really supporting each other because we're all like in this together, just trying to do what's best for our students. And it's a really good little community.
Yes, I totally, and that's what I'm all about as well, is just
Mhm.
supporting one another and having a positive environment. Because one
Yeah.
thing that I have been somewhat struggling with a little bit is a lot of the groups are saying things you can't teach private students.
Mhm.
You know, it's too hard. You should not be doing this with students in China. It's against the law.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's really look at the law. I've been consulting with people in China
Me too.
who are attorneys, who are in the education field.
Good.
And, so I'm getting correct information. So I think that if it's something that you want to do, let's work together and help each other do it, because heaven knows there's so many students that are looking for services. I'm sure you're inundated. So yes. So Layla is one of my students who is here. Layla is from the Middle East, and she is saying that she does not know who you are. So here you go, Layla. This is Michelle.
Hi,
Michelle is
Layla.
in Playa del Carmen, beautiful place. And we're going to talk about curriculum. Yes, I love it, for teaching English. So tell us about how your curriculum, how did that come about?
Okay, so yeah, that's another little just happened by accident. Like we were just talking, and everybody in the group is like, we need curriculum. And I have spent the last probably year looking for digital curriculum I can use. And I have looked with the major publishers that produce the English curriculum we use in the United States, like Pearson and everybody, those big
Mhm.
names. And all I want is lessons that I can download and use on my computer. I cannot find them. And like I can't access them unless I'm part of a school district and I like the school district purchases it. So just like as an individual private teacher, I can't access this stuff. And so I've been trying to like create my own stuff here and there, but it's been difficult for me to find. But if anybody knows about something, let me know, because I have searched high and low. I've messaged companies and people haven't responded to me. So
Yes,
people
I've talked to I've talked to the creators of Wonders.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So I've talked to them, and they're like, "Oh, well, you're not with the school district." Well, at the time I kind of was, but I wasn't. I'm a speech therapist, so I wasn't like I can teach you how to read. I can teach English language arts, but I don't like teach at the school. And so it was really tough. I had to end up getting my students to get the curriculum and then share it
Okay.
with me.
Yeah.
So because they could do that, and I agree with you. It's just really tough to sort through things. I like to use a variety of materials, but there are a lot of people who would like to just have one set curriculum. I share it. There it is. So tell us about how your group is going to move forward with that idea.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got a separate curriculum group. So anybody who's interested in creating curriculum can join like a separate side group all about like creating the curriculum, where we're brainstorming ideas. So basically what we want to do is create slides like on Google Slides that are similar to VIP Kid. So obviously we're not copying. We don't want to do copyright issues and stuff, but we do want it to be a smooth transition for all these students who are used to this, rhythm of VIP Kid, the type of words they're learning, the lessons.
Mhm.
So we want to make sure it's a smooth transition. So what we're doing is we're looking at the VIP Kid curriculum guides. We're looking at Big English curriculum guides. We're looking at the Pearson curriculum guides. So we're looking at all these guides and saying, okay, what is the same across all of Unit 1? So like, what
Yeah.
are the basic things that we should be teaching the students here? And so from that, we're creating our own guides. That way we can create units that are cohesive with what the students are used to.
Yes.
And, starting out with a song, they're used to starting out with a song or a poem,
Mhm.
and like ending with that. So we want to make sure we follow a similar rhythm, but with our own original content.
Mhm.
So we're going to do levels 1 through 7. How we're starting out is we're starting out with level 1, unit 1, level 2, unit 1. So unit 1 from each level. That
Mhm.
way, no matter what level you teach, you can get started right away with something.
Gotcha.
So once we work out the kinks, because I want it to look professional, I want it to be something you're proud to show your students. So we're going through these lessons and making sure everything looks good, that the guides are all like cohesive and follow each other, throughout the levels. We're brainstorming ideas to do like in between levels for those students who have finished level 1 but they're not ready to go to level 2. We're working on like an intermediate thing, so we have a lot of great ideas. So that's kind of what we're doing.
So you're going at it from a lesson plan standpoint rather than saying, okay, these are the objectives. You're going more from, okay, these are the skills we want to teach at each level.
Yeah, and like the different topics, and just make sure it all flows together. And anything we didn't like about the VIP Kid curriculum,
right.
Like a lot of teachers agree on certain things they didn't like. And so we're just making it user-friendly for the teachers and great for the students.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I am really excited to hear more. There have been a few programs, which I'm going to talk about later in the broadcast, that kind of have done this. I think one thing, when I started online teaching some private students about a year and a half ago, one thing that I ran into is they were students who were used to VIP Kid or other platforms, and then they would see what we had available and they would be like, this is boring. And so I think that that's one of the challenges that we will face is that they're used to gamification and they're used to, all the bells and whistles, some pretty awesome graphics that look like you're watching a cartoon. And so, being able to bring something to the lesson that's going to engage them in different ways. So teacher Brenda is here in the chat, and she also is building something somewhat similar. She does a lot of animations and things like that. But I think that there are so many different types of ways to go about this. And some teachers really like gamification. Some teachers are like, so I think that there's going to be a marketplace for a wide variety of types of material. And so I think that that's great. I tend to prefer to teach the younger students. So I'm more about, I want to be the main attraction. I want you to watch me. Not so much, let's click here, let's do that. But I do think that every student has different needs. And I'm so excited that we have some awesome avenues for the students. So Michelle, thank you so much for your time. I know I told you I would take you about 10 minutes and it went over. But
no, I'm a chatter, so I could just chit chat all day. So yeah.
So in first grade, I got a mark on my report card for conduct because I would not stop teaching behind the teacher's desk and whistling. I learned how to whistle because I lost my teeth. So I was whistling all the time. Yes, I understand. Talking is something I enjoy doing. So thank you so much, Michelle. We are not done in our conversation.
Let's have lots of chats. Yeah.
So many other things I'd like to chat about, but have a great rest of your day and enjoy Playa del Carmen and Colombia.
Yes, we will. Thanks so much for having me. Bye.
Thank you, Michelle. Bye. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for helping me welcome Michelle to our broadcast today. For those of you who are just joining, so Layla, hello. It was so nice to see you today. We got to see Michelle. I'm going to go through some other curriculum options for us now. This list is not going to be exhaustive in any way, shape, or form because there are a lot of resources out there. I know Michelle said that she struggled to find some things. Trust me, they are there. It may take you a little bit of time, but if someone's already done the work for you, if they've already looked, then you can kind of not have to navigate through some of the stuff that's out there. So I wanted to share with you teacher Brenda, which I'm going to bring her to the channel in the near future as well. Brenda has been teaching online way before most people even realized it was an option. So I don't mean to date you, Brenda, but she has been doing this for a long time. She also taught live in the ESL classroom in different countries, but she has developed some resources. I met her through Zebra English, and she brought some awesome resources to Zebra English starting with Google Slides and kind of like Slidekick for VIP Kid. And then she has built on that. She is continually learning. She has taken many classes and coursework to help her improve her online teaching and to then help other teachers as well who want to either create your own curriculum or she will create it for you if you would like to do that. She is offering trainings all the time. So this Friday, she is going to offer trainings for you. So if you'd like to check it out, Brenda is here. Go ahead and let us know. And you can tell us more information about specific times. So there are many different options out there. Like I mentioned, this is Brenda's website, vlerock.com, resources. And I want to share with you some other options that you have as well. So I'm going to, so she's going to show teachers how to build based on objectives. So that is super awesome. So let's look at some other options here that I have for curriculum. Sorry, I'm just trying to get up higher in my stream here. I have all of them typed in the chat. So Brenda likes to use ABC, yeah. And then Michelle mentioned ABC Mouse. You can get, I did not realize this, you can get a free account as a teacher if you create your own school. I use Raz Kids. I absolutely love Raz, R-A-Z. It is a paid subscription, but what I like about it is they are leveled readers and you can search different things. So if you want ESL, if you teach Spanish, they have some Spanish options. There's also some French options there. And beyond the leveled readers, they also, so you can have the book be read out loud to the student. And so what I often like to do is I like to have it read to the student first, or I will read it, and then the student can read it. And you can highlight the words as you go along. You can also help with the definitions. They assist with that. They have core vocabulary. And then after you're finished reading the story, there are comprehension questions that go along with the story. And then there are also some activity worksheets that are used that address the objectives that were in that book. So it's not my core curriculum, but it is a big piece of what I do. So I typically, like Michelle said, I will have music. Either I will have a video or I will sing with my students. I'm a terrible singer, but they don't seem to mind terribly. Well, a couple of them have covered their ears a few times over the years, but most of the time that works. I'll use Raz Kids. And then I will also use some other curriculum that is really specific for that student. So another option that is out there is Chit Chat to Fluency with Daniel DiDidio. And with him, what I like is that you purchase the curriculum and it's a lifetime curriculum. Now, does it have downfalls? For sure. I think most things do. There are things that we like, things that we don't like. Daniel DiDidio is a person who he actually was teaching at VIP Kid, and he experienced a health issue, like a major health issue, very serious, and almost lost his contract with VIP Kid. And that experience made him decide that he wanted to figure out a way that he could continue to teach. And if he did have a life-threatening situation in the future, that he wouldn't be out of a job. So he created Chit Chat to Fluency, and this is a curriculum that is very similar as far as it has phonics. It has, the opening warm-up slide. Then he also does have some interactivity where you can ask questions. So it'll be on kind of a wheel that you click the button and it'll ask a question. So there are some opportunities there. It is really more for, I would say, a beginner to intermediate level student. They do have some conversation lessons, and he's always adding to the curriculum. So he is building up to the higher levels as he goes through. I will use it as a base for a student. So I would kind of use it as a base and then go off of that. It is paid, but it's a one-time fee, and then it is yours. And I've been using it for over 2 years. Then we have Ingu. Ingu, some people teach at Ingu. Ingu does have free curriculum as well. You can go to their website and utilize their curriculum. I have used it a few times. For my older students and my adult students, I do like to use BBC ESL. There's some cool activities there. They also have ways of, you can watch a broadcast that has been specifically written for ESL students, but it is current events. So like yesterday, I did a unit on climate change with a teenage student that I'm seeing in the Middle East. And we watched it and it highlights the specific words, and then you break it down with your student. So I do like BBC ESL. It is free. NPR also has somewhat of a similar program that is free as well. You can check that out. For those teenage or adult students, Off to Class is a platform, a curriculum. What I like about Off to Class, you can use it for free for very limited, there are certain lessons, but you can give your student, you can send them an assessment and it's free. And they don't have to be your student. So the paid services of Off to Class is based on how many students you are going to use that service with. And you can take a student off and add a student on if you want to stay at a certain price point. But you can always send the test to anyone and not have them added to your student roster. And so oftentimes I will send that test to a student to see what level they're on. And then I review the results with them. And you have a variety of curriculum that you can go to, you can search for. If you want to work on interview skills, there's a whole curriculum on business. If they need to work on the to be verb because they are a new English learner, then you can look for those specific things. Off to Class is really good if you need to do something on the fly, because it's easy to pull up and you can find what you need very quickly. So Off to Class is one of the ones that I use. Education.com, this is a paid service. You do have the ability to have a free trial, I believe, but education.com is I feel is best for kindergarten to about 6th grade. There are a variety of resources and you just share your screen. There are games, but of course the students cannot interact with the games. They have to tell you what to do. But education.com, a lot of students who homeschool in different parts of the world will use education.com as a resource. So let's see here. Gotta move up a little bit in the resources because Brenda's blowing up the chat group. She knows so much. Really, you should check her out. ESL Library. ESL Library is another curriculum. And again, this would be a curriculum that would be best suited for teenagers or adults. Cool English. Cool English is a fun website because they have games that you can play that are great for groups. So Cool English is a great website that I like to use. And it's, like I said, it's great for group lessons. So I think we went through the curriculum that I was going to mention today. There are so many more out there. There really are. As Layla said, there are a lot of useful programs for teaching kids. And Brenda was talking about Daniel DiDidio, who wrote Chit Chat to Fluency. She said she did spinners for him. There's lots of free things on Engu, but it is a more adult focused. Yes, I would agree with that. And Hollow is a platform that I teach for. They do have curriculum in their platform as well. It is just for adults though, or I should rephrase that. Teenagers can use Hollow as long as they're with their parent. So thank you so much for everyone. I think that I addressed everything I was looking at. I hope this has been helpful for you. So in a nutshell, curriculum. There are a lot of curriculum programs already out there that you can take from. There are free materials. If you just Google ESL curriculum, you'll find quite a bit. Of course, there are paid services as well on Teachers Pay Teachers. And my guest, Michelle, her group is working on a curriculum that they will have available. They're thinking on Teachers Pay Teachers, but then we'll move over to a website. Teacher Brenda, oh, you're so welcome. Teacher Brenda is going to have her, let's see, coupons on Black Friday. Yes, those are cool ideas. She is going to be hosting workshops to help you learn how to create your curriculum. Or like I mentioned, if you want someone to create the curriculum for you, you can check with her. So thank you so much, Layla. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I think that's about it. So remember, you can do this, guys. You can do this, okay? You can. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. I have my email listed in my YouTube. You can also find me on, oh no, Brenda, you have so much information. You are a wealth of knowledge with this. I also have my group, which is Teacherpreneur Tips and Tricks. Tips and Tricks. So I am on Facebook, and my goal is to provide support to teachers who are thinking about wanting to teach privately, or even if you want to teach on platforms. I still do that as well too. I think it's a good idea when you first start out, start on a platform and then start dabbling in private students and then move further on if that is what your passion is all about. So thanks so much, everyone. Have a great week and happy teaching. I'll see you next time where we will talk about how to build a tutoring website. That is tomorrow. See ya.